Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to AMF Somerset Lanes in Somerset, Massachusetts. And our manager host, Kyle Rebello, helped me set up the live stream today. Thanks so much, Kyle. We're here for the round of 4, the semifinal of the NEBA KR Strikeforce Open Singles, NEBA event number 1006. The pattern is an interesting 46-foot, 32.5 mil, 5-to-1 ratio. And we'll talk about our competitors in a second. Bruce Hall here with you, and along with me is the latest bitter broadcaster to lose and then come on the mic. It's Andrew Hall. How you doing, Andrew?
That's it, man. I'm good. How are you, Dad?
Sorry, buddy, for your loss. Looked like Colby had a little bit more direct line to the pocket there and was able to.
Yeah, he definitely played him correctly. I wish I could do it all over.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it all over again, but just one more loss to add to my many throughout my career. So, as we all, so
well,
it's okay.
Let me tell you, son. You take loss extremely well. You never get over it, but you do your best. So obviously, so proud of you. So there we go. So
thank you, Dad. I appreciate it.
No, yeah.
Try to take the positives and the lows, and
that's what you got to do.
Enjoy the highs when they happen. But all right, here we get to Dave.
Anyway, we got Dave Simard coming off a big win, and he's against Joe Scianna, and he's going to chop this, I think. Yes, he is. And the 3-6-10 goes through the beak. Joe Scianna coming off a big win against Jay Johnson. And Dave Simard had a pretty easy ride against Stephen Major. Here is Anthony DiRobertis, and he's got that sanded Nova, I think that is, right?
Yeah, I got word that he hits a lot of his balls, or most of them, with 360 or 500, a lot of surface, and just uses it to control the middle of the lane. It's a great strategy, and we have a couple bowlers that bowl this tournament that adhere to the same strategy, i.e. Mr. Forey. He likes to do that.
Forey loves that. That's one of his favorite moves, is to come with a lot of surface and get it rolling through the. Well, you know, he preaches, and he's so right about the fact that you got to have the ball reading before it leaves the end of the pattern.
Correct. That's
a rule in bowling, and so skid flip more often than not works against you. You know, than it helps you on patterns like this.
Definitely.
So Anthony leaves the 3-6. Unfortunately, that did read a little bit hard, so he's up against Colby Hagemoser, who would knock you out. And of the 4, who do you like? We were supposed to pick at the top 8, but there was nobody here to pick with, so I'll ask you.
I personally, you know, as good as Colby was looking there, I like Dave or Joe, but my first pick is Dave. Just for the sole reason that I can't seem to let go of the hooking it aspect. Mm-hmm. But
Dave definitely working the track more than Joe is. Actually,
it's tough to say. I think because if Joe gets it out of this match, I'm gonna stick with my pick with Dave. But if Joe gets out of this match, he's gonna be tough to beat because they're gonna be a little bit fresher on the right side, and he's gonna have a little bit easier time getting his ball through it if he misses left.
That's a good point. That's a virtual energy blackout. Anyway. Gets through it so good. He's got such a good look to the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with Colby Hagemoser because anybody who beats you had better win the tournament. So that's just my.
Let's not go so far.
That's just my dad. That's my dad genes.
I understand.
Kicking in. Sorry about that.
No, of course.
You know how that is. And there's a ripping 7-10 for Anthony.
Yeah.
Not a good break there. And I think that surface might have worked against him that time. It rolled up and stopped. It was stopped.
Yeah, the match before Jay was throwing a pretty dull DNA on that big asymmetrical ball in that lane, and pretty much where Anthony's playing right now.
That's a good point.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony cheats a couple left here.
Yeah.
Kind of a tough angle to see if he does move left, but I would assume that he would throughout the match if he does that.
Well, let's see if he moves to a little slicker surface, get something to get through it a little better.
He might just ball down. That might have 500 on it too. I was going to say the pins bounce out here. That's got a small chance to make it.
I was saying that last time. I see a lot of things bouncing out. A lot of
so
pins,
many deadwoods.
A lot of pins up against the rake. A lot of pins and deadwoods and things like that. So interesting. I didn't think there was a difference much in AMF back ends, but apparently I don't know if it's the rollers are bouncy or what it is.
Yeah, you know, here's Dave on the left lane. Up the lane. Yeah, he's left, but his angles are still a little bit shorter through the front. He's not trying to throw it to the right as much.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what let him have consistent ball reaction pair to pair. It's all about angles.
We have our Montreal connection viewing today, so they're checking in, rooting for Dave.
Always nice when those guys come down and bowl.
And here's Colby right up the piker.
Yeah, he's got an
flush.
awesome little shot there.
He's got a good look, let me tell you. And he's got some lineage here with his dad behind him. Randy.
I believe Randy is his cousin. I don't think
really?
he's his dad. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Well, Julie Matthew would know.
Yes.
Oh, Andrew has an urgent call. His food is ready. So, urgent call, food ready from the snack bar. Oh, Uncle, thank you very much.
Uncle.
Yeah, okay, Uncle, there you go.
Thank you. You and I didn't know.
That's like Aaron Major and Stephen Major cousins.
That's
like
what it was. They're cousins.
Yeah, there
Must
you
have
go.
got them mixed up. Great shot for Colby.
There we go. Thank you. I'm sure we get corrected quick enough with the folks in there. So, anyway. So Scianna now, by virtue of the fact that he hasn't opened, has the lead in this match. And Di Robertis down because Colby has doubled. He's got a...
Yeah, it looks like he just switched
did
balls.
Ball down. He just did, yeah. And good move. What was that? That looked like certainly less.
Yeah. It looked like a phase 2. I don't know 100%. That's my first guess, though. Let's see if I can't take a peek when it comes out of the return. Yeah, that's a phase 2. Yeah, good shot by Joe. Up 10.
Scianna can't carry the ring 10.
When the Nova came out, that ball was pretty much comparison to it was called an asymmetrical phase 2 by most of the guys around here. It was a good ball for sure.
I like the Nova. I like the Supernova.
It's a good niche one.
Yeah. Very important double here. Got that one right. And rolls the 2, but not the 8. So he's safe, but unfortunately, it's not a double. Spare by Scan. I want to thank KR Strikeforce, our title sponsor here. Coming up, we have a Semba tournament on November 4th. We have the regional here, Andrew, on the 11th and 12th, right? That's an EP.
East Providence,
East Providence. Here being New England. We
Correct.
have the Dexter Turbo Non-Champs coming up at EP on 11/18. Next day is the Storm Tournament of Champions at EP on 11/19.
All champs come out.
And then we have the Northeast Mega Bucks over the Thanksgiving weekend. 60,000 added money. Mr. Viali doing and Amy doing a fantastic job in that tournament. Get your entries in now.
Yeah, there's significantly more money in it this year than last year.
Yep, absolutely. And then we wrap up our season in NEBA December 16th and 17th down in Norwich. The Ideal Bowling Concepts Singles. There's a slap 10 for Joe Scianna. And then we have the senior event on 12/16 where Mr. John Kirker Sr. has added $500 to that event. So thank you, John. Senior. I'm used to losing to your son, so I'm glad to see some money coming back into the club.
Yeah.
So appreciate that. So good stuff. John Kirker still as tough as they come. John Kirker Jr., I should say. Here's Colby looking for 3. Boy, he's going straight up the pike. He's got such a good roll. And there's a triple with a commanding lead now in his match. And let's see if Dave Samard can get on track here.
Dave, I believe, is throwing a reality check.
He did have that before, yes.
He's still throwing it, yep.
Yep, that's what that is. Nice arky. Rolls up. 7-10 in the pocket. And trouble for Dave Samard. And meanwhile, Joe Scianna, this is going to be Dave's second open. Joe Scianna has not doubled, but he hasn't opened either. It's going to give him a 24-pin lead, assuming Dave gets one of these. Here's Colby looking to take a commanding lead, so both these matches are opening up early.
You know, Colby's using that tour dynamics, and it's such a nice ball that the lower diff helps it stay online. At first, when it came out, I thought it was going to be a little bit of an over/under, kind of a tweener ball. It ended up turning into it's looking like a really nice blendy just asymmetrical, usable ball. The cover and weight block super well matched. I think people with higher rev rates are going to absolutely love it, and Colby's definitely one of them.
Well, and as you described it as slow when you first said it, which is, it arcs up in the middle and doesn't overreact on the back, which is great for pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what you
want.
Yeah,
not very responsive to friction at all.
Yep.
See if my horse can't get it started here.
Look at how deep he is. This is where you were on this pair.
Yeah, this is where I kind of ran into trouble.
A lot of fun. That was a great shot. He's got to put a bunch together. I don't think Joe Skian is going to look back with his look outside. I think it's too good.
It's going to take a lot.
Let's see what Anthony can do here. It's a 32-pin deficit. Turn it up. Gets the mixer. Good shot.
Looks like he moved. Looks like he moved right, actually.
A little bit right, yeah. Catch a little more of the track. Shout out to Mr. Chris Forey. $10,000 added to the Paul Forey Memorial. We trimmed it down to 32 bowlers today. We had 40-something. We had 48 eligible. 40-something showed up at 9 a.m. The cut was minus 13, with Jay Johnson shooting .255 his last game to get to minus 13 to be the cut for the top 32. And so those top 32 now, boy, Joe really got his hand around that one. He got a mitt full of that one. He flushes it.
Joe's really doing something unique in comparison to the rest of the field.
Yeah, straight up the edge without
way right.
Way right.
I mean, Colby's straight, but he's pretty much shimming 13.
Yeah, right. And there's a double for.
Great shot by Anthony.
Anthony, huge, gets him to only 22 down now. Let's see what Colby can do. So we're saying the Paul Forey, so when we get to Norwich, those top 32, depending on where you finish, top 20 will get a check. Well, 2,000 on top. And money all the way down to the 20th place. $10,000 added money.
A little bit of airtime there for Joe. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, not going to roll. Not going to get the roll on the 10. No, you didn't. So thank you so much, Chris, for all your support of NEBA. And hope you're having a safe drive home. Some of our other sponsors, Tony and Susie Renaud, add $1,000 to the Masters event.
Great shot by Colby.
Up and at him, boy. He's not really leaving anything to chance. He's just going straight at it. Ace Mitchell, Vinny Grazan. Better Bowling Concepts, William Daly. Storm, of course, with new president, Barbara Chrisman. Congratulations. CEO, I think, Barbara. Good luck. And, of course, we miss Bill a lot, a legend in the industry. And Cambridge Credit Counseling, Christopher Viali adds $3,500 to the Cambridge Credit Invitational. That'll be coming up. You got to have your 5 events in, by the way, to bowl that tournament. That'll be in January.
Get them in.
So get your 5 in there. Logo Infusion, I Am Bowling, Kenny Keegan. I believe we have a representative of that company with us today. Is that right?
Newly.
That would be you.
Within the last couple months, that's right.
Congratulations. So what's the code you use?
A-Hall. H-A-L-A-H-A-L-L.
A-H-A-L-L. Some A-Hall.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's the one.
Couldn't help you. And
shot by Colby.
Gets the double.
In addition to NEBA's code.
In addition to NEBA's code. There you go. So A-H-A-L-L gets you a discount on Logo Infusion shirts. StrikeFX Pro Shops. We're at a StrikeFX location here. John Van Hees. Alex made the cut last night. Seen some weird things happen with the pattern. I think it was either a different pattern or something happened last night. We got to look into that. Great shot there by Dave. There's a double. Get himself back in the match here. Turbo Grips, Chris Sand. TechVision. You're watching a TechVision production right now. Yankee Lanes, both Keene and Manchester. Jeff Barden adding all kinds of money to the women's, the seniors, the singles, the Manchester events, and we just had the High Hopes events up there last weekend, and my compatriot Brian Gaskell did a great job in the live stream. And congratulations to Sammy Ventura for winning that tournament. That's way right. If he gets that back, wow, he did get it back. And just a flat 10. Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Rich Reynolds. Savage Arms, Al Casper. Big sponsor of the Megabucks tournament as well. Just got done with our 1,000. 341 entries down at Callahan's. Thanks to the Callahan family and all the sponsorship there. DJ's Pro Shop, John Zawalik up at Auburn. And there's a Farkle. That's a flying Farkle for sure.
Big hit for Dave.
It's a big hit for Dave. Gets him to 116 in the 6th. And Joe Scianna is at 129, so a 13-pin lead now for Scianna. And Simard getting himself back in the match. And Anthony needs to make this 10-pin, and does. Many styles of bowling. LaRue Marlowe. I'm styling them on right now with my LaRue shirt. Bloomfield Electric, Roger Burrell. They had 2,500 at the Masters event. Clay Schwartz, GMS Concrete. Adds 2,500 to the regular doubles and to the over-under. Dexter, Paul Sylvie. We have the Dexter Turbo Non-Champs coming up at EP. We mentioned that. And up the corner. Mixer. Strike. Big shot there for Joe. KR Strikeforce, the title sponsor of this event. Grog Monster Sports, Greg Flamand has got his handicapping service going. East Coast Sports Investors, Jeff Dawson. Ideal Bowling Concept, we mentioned we were going to the singles there, 12-16. DJ BT had a tournament yesterday. It was won by Jacob. Another line in the brothers who are winning there. Jacob Dunbar, along with the other Dunbar brothers, 14 years old. There's no one younger. I asked him yesterday. There's nobody below Jacob coming up, so he's the last one. But he beat the big kids yesterday in fine fashion. UseBowlingBalls.com, Mitchell Pincus, Island Bowling Supply. Again, next round, like and share. And finally, John Kirker Sr. adds $500 to the Norwood Senior. So thanks so much to all of our sponsors. $60,000 in added money and prizes and equipment and everything. Great support of NEBA. Can't do it without you.
Touching back to the jersey, there's a few different companies out there. In addition, multiple bowlers that are on the same company. Mm-hmm. They all have codes, so you go and ask them. You can have a bunch of different discounts.
Yeah, with different companies.
Yep.
Oh, how about a ripping 710? That's going to change the complexion of this match.
Wow.
That's going to bring it down to just a single pin match, and if David can get up here and even the next strike's going to give him the lead. Unless Joe can somehow pull off this conversion. Here's Colby right up and at him. Another dead flush in the pocket. Beautiful shot. Pacing now at 230 to Anthony's 190 pace. So there's a 40-pin lead now for Colby Hagamoser, looking very strong. Scianna is just going to go for the one on the left. Gets it. He might
still poking his head out.
You know. Still get a bounce.
Big couple shots for
Joe
Dave.
Scianna's pacing to 197. And Dave Simard now pacing at 196. So it is a one-pin match, but definitely advantage Dave. He's sitting here with a strike up, and he just figured out the pair, I think. We'll see what happens. And Colby another strike.
Pretty much punched his ticket.
Punching his ticket now, yes, sir. Into the final, we'll be moving over to 9 and 10 after this.
Big one for Dave. Sorry.
Dave gets it. Dead flush. Beautiful shot. Dave Simard will not be denied. It's too tough. And now let's talk about maximums. We have Joe Scianna 217 on the out. And right now, Simard pacing to 206. So certainly not over by any means. But definitely momentum and advantage Simard. Joe just gave me a look and shook his head. He says that's 710. Just like, geez. Here's a pretty much a must strike by Anthony. And does. He's got 220 on the out. Oh no, it's over.
Done.
He's already got 220 in the ninth.
Yeah, he's done.
Does Colby.
Great bowling by Anthony, though.
Great.
Fantastic day.
Yep.
And great bowling last tournament, too.
Knocked me out. Yeah, he's bowling great. And
Or at the
will he
Masters.
get the Farkle? No. There's a sliding 10-pin.
That's a big.
So now maximum 215 for Dave Simard. Joe Scianna will get up and can win the match. He's got ball in hand. If he goes sheet, triple and 9, it's a winner. Dave Simard for president. Here we go. Well, he could be president of NEBA. He could punch in his second VP at the annual meeting.
Simard 2024.
There you go. Covers that spare, no problem. No, it's Joe Scianna.
Joe's a scared guy with ball in hand.
Up to him. There we go. Yeah, that's right. And Anthony, boy, you got that early roll on that shot. That rolled right in the mid lane. Picked up and leaves a 9-pin. Again, it will be Colby Hagemoser cruising into the final. Staring at 269 on the out.
Joe tickled the rack last shot on this lane. Let's see what he does here. A little firmer, a little farther right.
Shot. Oh, look at that turn.
Yeah,
my
he
God.
got that a little farther to the right.
Boy, did that pick up. My goodness, he got it out to the dry, and it just jumped on him for 5 through the middle, and that's tragedy. If he makes this 77, he can go 207. He's pretty much got to make this.
2 for 2 on this.
He's 2 for 2 on this, he just told us, so he's doing his own commentary. So let's see how he does here.
He statistically should make it.
Or you could argue he statistically should miss it. If he's 2 and 2.
See, I think 2 for 2,
Well, he went
3
for the
for
purple,
3.
and he does not do it. Cannot do the 3 for 3. Goes 7 out. Now he has 194 available. That would make Simard mark. And Simard already has 2 opens in this match, so it's not a lock by any means. But Joe must double here. Hagemoser, meanwhile, in the 250s already. Again, 269 available. And again, both these guys real straight. So let's see what happens in the final. No matter who it is, nobody's crossing the lane a whole lot. Right up the pike, good shot. Gets the strike. One more will force Simard to get a mark.
Colby just trying a different ball.
Yeah, it looked like a little more surface. Maybe a little more shine, might say.
Yeah, bigger ball, a little more shine.
Yeah. Colby Hagemoser in the final. Right now looking like Dave Simard, unless Joe Scianna can double here and catch an open by Simard.
That's the one.
Yeah, right up
Leg.
the piker.
Yeah, there you go.
Flush, there's the shot. Got it when he needed it. Boy, he could have won the match if he could have struck last round, last frame.
All right, 9 here makes Dave need 9 spare.
Yep. Hagemoser.
Or I'm sorry,
Oh,
he's all 10.
so I need
To
to
force
check
a
my
spare.
pronunciation of the of that clan. Joe Scianna right up the piker, needs it, gets it. Key
Forces a mark.
Phil right there now. Mark, 9 out. Would lose by 1 for Simard. So Simard needs a mark. 257 for Colby Hagemoser.
I know.
And Joe is like just got a little too much hand on the one on the right lane and went through the beak. Fortunately, even a mark there would have forced Simard to double at this point. Joe's putting the Razzie on Dave. Let's see what happens.
For the win.
For
Looks
the
pretty
win.
close.
Looks pretty good. And there's a flat 10. He needs it.
And he forces the spare.
There's no ties available. He either makes it or he doesn't. Scan, I can't look. He's hiding his eyes. And Samard, no problemo, right at it. And that's a winner. Now he needs 1 pin for the win. Does Samard. Clutch 10-pin conversion. And it will be Colby Hagamoser against the Canadian Dave Samard, making the trip worthwhile down here. Needs 1, then we'll sign off. We'll be right back for the final. And good shot. All right, it will be Samard against Hagamoser. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you.